So we just talked about this earlier today, how 8BitDo just announced that they're putting out these Neo Geo controllers and that they're coming out August 15th, right around the corner, mind you. And it's kind of a shock, like out of nowhere. Why? Why would 8BitDo be doing something like this? Why would they be putting out a Neo Geo controller? I think it's awesome. Don't get it twisted. Like I've pre-ordered a few of these. I'm looking forward to it. They're 2.4 gigahertz wireless. They have Bluetooth. It's got the original button layout, the addition of some shoulder buttons, that type of thing. Some kind of button swap where you can change, I think, the way they register or something. And the biggest thing is the actual stick, the directional pad is clicky, just like the original one, not like the Neo Geo Mini controller where it's just a smooth analog stick. This retains the original feel. But yeah, I was really wondering on this, like why? Like nobody really cares about the Neo Geo Mini anymore. What's the big deal? Is there such a huge market for these things? And then that got me thinking, like maybe with 8BitDo working so closely with Analog, and I talked about like, hey, take a look at their previous controllers, the NT Mini, Noir, stuff like that, the Super NT, the Mega SG, they all came like out advertised with an 8BitDo controller that was made to work perfect with those systems and to be able to be used on other consoles, original hardware, that kind of thing. So my thought was like, maybe there's something here, just a suspicion, just, kind of just speculating. Maybe Analog is working on a Neo Geo console themselves, an FPGA based system. They did make a Neo Geo way back, but it was just an MVS type of thing in a shell. Looked pretty sweet. But as far as an FPGA system, where do they go from, where they're at now? Like the Super NTs discontinued, the Mega SGs discontinued. They are actively selling the Duo, which is not out yet. It's supposed to come out this year, and the Analog Pocket. Those are their only products right now. What does the future hold for these guys? And my thought was like maybe a Neo Geo, but now I'm starting to kind of rethink that a bit. Maybe the answer was right in front of my face the whole time. So reading comments, hearing other people's thoughts on this thing, and just kind of thinking about it all day, it was like, wait a minute, maybe this is it. The Analog Duo. There's been this crazy, like, where everybody's got to buy the analog systems and they sell out pretty quick. But the Duos, are these open pre-orders? Did they really, like they said it was a limited stock, right? But I don't know what to believe here. Is it just there's a lack of interest? Or is the available quantities that they were planning just so much that, yeah, anybody who wants one can get one? You could still pre-order an Analog Duo to be shipped 2023. So my thought was, wait a minute, with Christopher Tabor, the CEO, the original founder of Analog, also being the CMO of 8BitDo, them like I said, working hand in hand, joy together type of thing. Maybe there's a little more to this than I was thinking. Maybe it was quite obvious from the get-go that maybe, just maybe, the Analog Duo is the answer. This thing has a disk drive. When you look at all the marketing materials from 8BitDo, looking at this controller, it's shown with CD games, the Neo Geo CD games. My first thought was like, okay, they're showing Neo Geo CD because this controller replicates the controller that came with the Neo Geo CD. Even though it was usable on, the AES and whatnot, but that's what it was known for. Came with the Neo Geo CD. And sure, you could buy them separate, but that's when this controller came to existence, right? So they're showing CD games, CD pad. Okay, makes sense. But maybe, like I said, there's more to it. Maybe this thing right here, when it launches, maybe they will announce beforehand that, hey, the Analog Duo, the system that you thought could only play TurboGrafx and PC Engine Hue cards, chip cards and all that kind of stuff, or turbo chips, whatever you want to call them, and discs for the PC Engine CD or TurboGrafx CD. Well, guess what? Now we added some compatibility through our partnership with SNK. I don't know. But now you can play Neo Geo CD games. The value proposition of this thing where they've increased the price, $50. Originally it was under $200. They've increased the price. Okay, manufacturing, parts cost more nowadays, right? I guess kind of sucks, but they upped the price. And maybe that it's not doing the numbers that they would hope because it's so niche. And that's what I start thinking with the Neo Geo. That's very niche as well. And I mentioned that. But when you boost that value proposition and you make controllers that are compatible with this system, who knows, right? Like these systems now that they've been making, like support like Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz, the Pocket, the Pocket Dock, and then with this. So, is that what this controller is for? It's like, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Analog announces at some point that we've added compatibility to the Duo. Neo Geo CD wouldn't surprise me. Sega CD. What if they did that? That would be dope, right? Like, hey, who knows, man? It's a CD based system. If you can get more out of it, it doesn't have open FPGA, so it is limited in like what they can do with the Analog Pocket. You know, as far as like other developers can do, like you're not going to be developing for this. It's going to be like official cores that they put out that they support. Maybe the little undercover jailbreak action. I don't know, but it wouldn't make sense to try to sell controllers and it'd be a jailbreak. I would think maybe they'll make some kind of announcement. Like I said, all speculation, just having fun here. Don't like take anything I'm saying, be like, I gotta pre-order one now. Only pre-order one of these if you actually want it and you think you'll use it without any of the speculative stuff. Like, don't waste your money just because I'm speculating on something. But it just got me wondering, like, what the heck? Maybe that's what's going on here. Because if you produce this and then you produce, like, who's gonna buy a FPGA Neo Geo? I mean, there would be quite a few, I would imagine. It's a popular system, but it's an expensive one to buy games for. You buy an FPGA system and say it does take cartridges. Say, like, if they did do the Neo Geo system, it took cartridges, you'd have to accommodate both MVS and AES. Would they dual slot it? Or would they sell an additional adapter? Knowing Analog, they would sell an additional adapter for an additional fee. That's just my thought there. But like, would that market really be enough to sell a whole new piece of hardware? Or do you just add compatibility for disc-based games where the disc-based games are a lot more easily attainable? Not all of them. Like, there's still expensive Neo Geo CD games, but you know, capture that market of like, hey, people can more easily afford these discs. Shit, maybe even just burn the discs. If it's jailbreakable, side loadable, throw some games on there, right? Why not? Like, you got Neo Geo on the Pocket. Why couldn't they have Neo Geo CD on the Analog Duo? So that's my thought. Just had to do this follow up. Like sometimes, you know, you make a video and then you think on things, you read comments, people message you, or you just like sit back and just think, man, I should have thought of that, or I should have thought of this. And that's where we're at. Like maybe the answer was here the whole time. Maybe that's what's going on. 8-bit though with SNK. Really awesome looking controller. I can't wait. But I just don't see why it's like, it's not going to be big for the Neo Geo Mini. So there's got to be something else. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Bye.